So starting in constructed rest, lying on our back, our knees knocked together, one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Shut down your eyes and begin to tune in to your breath and your body. Take a scan of your body while you're here, feeling your feet, the back of your hips, your spine, and your shoulder blades on the back of the head, making contact with the mat. Notice the rhythm of your breath, the rising of your chest, the inhale, and the flow out. We're going to begin to tap our fingertips on our chest bone, slowly at first, and then begin to increase the taps a little bit faster, a little bit harder, and then a little bit faster still, a little bit harder. Do this for 3 more breaths, increasing the speed and the intensity. And then release. Bring your arms out to the side. Bring your attention to your chest, noticing if you can still feel the vibrations coming through your body. Bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a hug, maybe rocking side to side. And then grab your feet in between your legs and come into happy baby. Again, rock side to side. Bring some gentle movement here. And then bring your feet, your shins parallel to the mat. Place your hands behind your legs. And this time we'll rock along our spine. And take a few rocks. And we'll make our way into tabletop. While we're here, we're going to take a couple rounds of cat-cow. So in our class today, which is going to be a yin class, we'll be working on the contrast of yin and yang, the difference of cold and warmth, masculine and feminine, dry and wet. Yang being the darker, colder, feminine side of our energy and through our body, and the yang being the more energetic, fiery, masculine aspects of our being. And our body works in balance with the two sides together. We don't want to have too much of one in our body. We don't want to have too much of another. We need to have an equal balance of yin and yang. Come to a neutral spine here in tabletop. We're first going to begin to walk our hands out into melting heart. So your hips are going to stay up, a 90-degree bend in your knee. And you walk your hands forward and let your child's chest begin to melt into the floor. You can rest your chin or your forehead and let your head become heavy. Notice the opening up of your chest and of your arms. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. And you'll press up through your hands, tuck your toes, and we'll come into downward dog. Bring a little bit of movement into your legs here, bending and straightening, opening up the back of our legs. And then while we're here in downward dog, bring a deep bend into your knees, lifting your hip bones towards the back corner of your room. This allows us to really elongate our spine, shoulder blades, and arms. And straighten your legs and begin to tiptoe forward into a forward fold. Head hangs heavy and use your blocks for support here. So maybe start off in your highest setting or your middle. And just allow the weight of gravity to pull your head down. Move your head back and forth, feeling the opening in your neck. Nod your head back and forward. And we'll be here for a couple minutes. So once you've found your space, moved around, begin to settle. As always in our yin practices, I'll let you know we're about halfway through to make any adjustments. We want to be at about 60 to 70% intensity in our stretches. So if you're any more than that, you need to back off. We don't want to cause any damage, but any less than that, we aren't really opening up anything in our body. We're about halfway through here, so just notice where you're at. Can you begin to straighten your legs a little bit more? Maybe move your block down to a lower setting. Another option might be grabbing your opposite elbows and just letting yourself hang. Be a bit more intense. And start to notice the opening in your back as well. The space we're creating. Opening up all of the connective tissue that holds our spine and our muscles together. That runs down through our bottoms and down through the back of our legs. Creating the space here allows the connective tissue to open up, allows the hydration to come in through these connective tissues. It really helps to lubricate everything holding our bodies together. About 5 more breaths here. See if you can release yourself anymore. Let your head become a little bit more heavy. And bring a bend into your knees and step back. Move the blocks out of the way. And we're going to come to sitting down now. So we're going to come to fire log. It might be useful to have your blocks near you again. And what we'll do is we're going to bring our left shin parallel to the front of your mat or the side of your mat, however you're sitting. Always the option to bring a block under your knee for support. And then we're going to bring our right ankle on top of our left knee. So this is going to be really intense in your hips. We'll just sit here for a moment to get ready and used to this position. Use the blocks or grab the pillows if you have them handy. If you're using pillows for support, you can put them underneath your right knee. You can put a block under your left knee or any combination that feels good for you. While we're here, we're first going to elongate the spine and bring your shoulders up to your ears, and exhale, release them back down. One more time, shoulders come up to the ears, and exhale, let them come back down. So if you're good here, stay. You might be feeling a bit better than I am right now, in which case you can begin to fold forward if you really want to deepen the stretch in your hips. If you do feel any like fieriness or twinginess in your knees, we definitely need to stop. But if you're feeling good, we'll begin to fold forward, coming to about your 70%. Just tuning in. Notice where you're feeling this tightness. Is it in your hip joint? Is it in your knee? Is it in the muscles connecting your thigh and your hip together? And just acknowledge that. And we'll just sit with it for another minute or so. Take a couple more breaths here. We're going to push ourselves up, move our props out of the way. And we're going to plant our right foot over our left knee and make our way into lizard pose. So your right foot's going to be on the outside edge of the mat and left leg's going to come back extended. We let our left knee drop down and our hands are inside our leg. So again, we're just going to take a minute here to settle in lizard or in dragon pose. Notice the opening of the left thigh now. If you want to stay here, stay here. Or maybe use your blocks underneath your elbow to come down onto your elbows. Or maybe use your right hand on your right knee to open up your right hip. So we've just got a couple different options here. We'll be here for a couple of minutes, so take your time. And while you're getting yourself settled, we're going to think back about that left leg. So when we were in our fire log pose, the pose before this, we were really trapping all the energy and flow of energy of chi, as it's called in Yang, or as prana in the vinyasa classes. So we have all the energy flowing through our body. And then by closing our hip crease off in that cross leg position, we were trapping the energy. And now we're opening it up and releasing it, opening the flow throughout our left side of our body. We do still have the right leg trapped through with energy here. About halfway through, so check in where you're at if you want to make any adjustments. You also can always just come up onto your right knee here if it's too intense to be on your hands between your right foot. There's lots of options. Take a couple more breaths. And then we're going to move our right foot over to our left wrist. We're moving into sleeping swan or pigeon pose. So we'll move our right ankle over to the left side of our mat and allow our right knee to come down. So we're going to let our weight come back onto our right hip. You can use a bolster, pillow, or maybe a block underneath your right hip for a bit more support. We'll just stay here for a moment before we begin to fold forward into sleeping swan. You might like to use the pillows underneath your chest as well to give you a bit more support in your fold over pigeon. We're about halfway through, so make any adjustments. Maybe that's moving the block from under your hip. Maybe it's moving the pillows around. While we're here in these poses, notice where your mind goes. What starts to come up? Where does your attention and focus go? A lot of times we try to focus our mind through our vinyasa practices, but it's sometimes quite nice to just let your mind wander and see where it goes. What kind of ideas come to the front of your mind? What's trying to get your attention? So when these thoughts do come up, just acknowledge them for a moment and let them drift away. Yourself back up, and we're going to spin around to bring our legs out in front of us and come down onto your back. So with all those poses, we had a lot of stretch and trapping of energy in the hips and thighs. So we're just going to take a moment here to release that and allow our body to be open and flowing with energy. Imagine, if you can, the energy coming in through your breath and sweeping down to your toes, and then coming back up through your legs and exhaling out. The breath bringing in fresh energy and it trickling down through your fingertips, turning around and coming back up. And inhaling in letting that energy and breath swirl around through your face and your head and back out. All right. Now that I put you to sleep, we're going to come back up and do it all on the other side. So we're going to come into fire log pose again. This time with our left foot underneath, parallel to the mat, and moving our right leg up on top. Nope, that's the side we did before. Right leg goes on the bottom and left foot comes up on top. So while we're here, just notice the difference from one side to the other. I'm feeling so much more comfortable on this side than I was on the other, and that's totally fine. Our body is not symmetrical. I'll still probably use a pillow underneath my left knee just for a little bit of extra support. So while we settle in here, we elongate the spine, open the chest, and exhale, release and sink down. If you want to stay here, you can, or we can begin to fold forward here again. Again, while we're in this pose, which is a really intense pose on our hips, just see if you can pinpoint where you're having the tightness. Is it in the muscles that are holding your legs and hips together? Or is it deeper in the joints? Poses like this that we hold for longer do really begin to work into the joints and tendons. And by bringing gentle stress to them, we allow them to regenerate quicker, lubricate themselves, and really become healthier joints and tissues and tendons. Use your breath to release the muscles. We're not working on the muscles here. Let them soften. We'll be here for 5 more breaths. When you're ready, gently push yourself up. Move your props out of the way. And we're going to bring our left foot to the top of our mat on the outside edge and make our way into dragon. So we bring our right knee back, giving us a nice deep stretch along the inside of the leg, opening up all that energy that we've had trapped during fire log. So sit here for a moment, getting yourself settled. I'll maybe turn the other way so you can see better this side. And then if you're feeling good here, maybe use a block to come underneath your elbows and come a bit deeper down. Also have the option of opening up the left hip by bringing your left hand to your left knee and rotating out to the left. So maybe try a few of these different options, just seeing how they feel. You also always have the option to come up high. We'll be here for about 1 more minute. And then when you're ready, press yourself back up onto your hands. Maybe your support's out of the way. And we're going to move our left foot over to our right wrist, making our way into sleeping swan. So our left knee is going to come down by our left wrist. Maybe use a block for support underneath your left hip or the pillow. And then we'll come forward into sleeping swan. Maybe use the pillows for support underneath your chest, or stack your fists to support your forehead. Wherever you're at, notice any tightness and tension in your body and allow the muscles to let go and soften into the pose. We're about halfway through now, so make any adjustments. Maybe that's moving the block away from under your hip. Maybe it's backing off as well. Sometimes we're not the same place we were 2 minutes ago. So maybe what felt good doesn't anymore. Five more breaths here. And then gently press yourself up. And again, we rotate around onto our back. This time we're going to come into starfish. So our legs are going to be out wide and arms out wide as well. Fully opening up the front of our body. And this time we'll bring our attention into our breath, filling up our lungs through our rib cage and up to the chest. Exhale out, chest, rib cage, diaphragm. Inhale in, diaphragm, rib cage, chest. Exhale, chest, rib cage, diaphragm. Really focus on filling up your lungs to their full capacity and exhaling out, emptying them. Filling them up like balloons and then emptying the balloons out. On our next breath, we're going to take our biggest breath today, filling up through the diaphragm, the rib cage, the chest, through your throat, and take one more sip up top. And we'll count for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Take up a normal breath in and exhaling out. One more because I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. And we'll do this one more time, filling our lungs up to the full capacity, holding our breath up top. And this time you'll hold it for whatever's comfortable for you. So we'll breathe out all together here, emptying our lungs. And inhale in, belly, rib cage, chest, up through the throat, and one sip of air up on top, and hold for what's comfortable for you, maybe even a bit past discomfort. And once you've exhaled the air out, we'll bring ourselves back to normal rhythm. Bring your knees up, feet planted down. Find your block. And press up through your feet, sliding your block on the middle or lowest setting underneath your sacrum. That nice flat space on your lower spine into a supported bridge. Hands can be down on the mat or on your body. Stay here, or maybe raise one leg and then the other to come into waterfall. If you feel any lightheadedness while you're here, it's important to bring your feet down. If your feet are still up, bring them back down to the earth. And now we're going to walk our feet out. If this is uncomfortable in your lower back, just stay in a supported bridge. That can feel really nice to open up the full front of our body. And we'll bring our hands down and around the blocks to open up the front of our chest as well. Two more breaths here. Bring your feet back up to bridge. Hands come down by your side. Press up through your heels and remove the block from underneath you and come back down onto the mat. All right, we're going to close with one little fun aspect I quite like. You might feel a bit silly doing it at home, and so do I, but it's a really nice way to release before we move into our Shavasana. So we're going to bring our hands down on either side of us. And on the count, when I count, we're going to pat our hands and our feet on the mat as hard as we can. So inhale once, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. All right. Feel the energy coming through your body and settling. We'll do that again, this time for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Notice a slight tingling in your fingertips and your feet. And this time we'll do it the hardest of all before we release into our Shavasana. Inhale in. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your feet fall down, long on your mat. Hands come out. Bring your palms up to receive the energy in. Allow your body to feel heavy and sink down. We'll stay here in our Shavasana for a few minutes, and I'll let you know when it's time to move on. Begin to deepen your breath, sending the fresh breath and energy throughout your body, wiggling your fingers and toes, and bring your knees into your chest, giving yourself a hug. Gently make your way onto one side, pausing for a moment to thank yourself for making it to your practice today. Gently press yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Eyes can remain closed or gaze gentle in front of you. We'll bring one hand onto our heart and one hand onto our chest. No, both hands onto our heart. Crossed over. We close our practice with gratitude. Gratitude for our mind and the focus it gives us. Gratitude for our breath and the life it gives us. And gratitude for our body and all they do for us. Thank you for joining me today.